15-yard line.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. On play action, now Rodgers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And incomplete here on 3rd down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They do go for it. It's Rodgers. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Rodgers now on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Now it's Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first. The first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Here's Rodgers. And left side here is Graham. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up. Golden opportunity. Strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field.
Touchdown, Packers! Jimmy Graham, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Yeah, he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Crosby on now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Hey, on!
Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here.
Hey, on! Regular.
Play action. It's Smith. Out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Now Rodgers. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
To throw is Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They give him 12 yards and a 1st down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, a 22. So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Rodgers. It gets it over the middle to Cobb. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And it is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
Get reset. Hey, easy.
Rodgers to throw once more. The quick slant caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Geronimo Allison, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Extra point try now for Crosby. Crosby with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Crosby on now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Back to the air. Smith on second down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
On the move to his left. Out to the left here to Reed. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And he drops this off to Thompson, complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him. Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field. From the 50, it's Smith. On the crossing route, complete. It's Reed. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A very solid gain of 27. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Dancing to his left. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up second down.
Let's go, 15.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. This is first and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll run with Peterson. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up second and goal.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So 3rd and goal. The defense in the dime.
Can still bring pressure.
No, right. Yellow.
Handoff comes to Peterson. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. Adrian Peterson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Redskins have made this a one-score game. Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. A final shot before half for Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get inside of Washington's 15 before being taken down. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall,
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Clay Matthews not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
15, yeah.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Carter's got it over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That goes for a gain of 31.
usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crosser...
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Clay Matthews in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Right.
Off of play action. Here's Smith. A deep ball for Dotson. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. A big play there. Smith to Dotson. 52 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Yellow. Tiger.
Off the play fake. Smith. Buying time to his left. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
To throw on second down is Smith. And he's got his man. That's Crowder for the Redskins touchdown. Jamison Crowder from 3 yards out. And the Redskins are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point good by Hopkins. And we are tied at 14. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not a
blitz coming, and down he goes. Mason Foster not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Rodgers now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Rodgers now on 1st down. Looking deep for Adams. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. After the interception, here's Smith. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Back now at FedEx Field. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Smith off the bootleg. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Liz. Ready? Wide, 80. Liz.
Here's Smith. Off play action. And this is going to be incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Fielded at the 33. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Two former All-Pros connecting. Rodgers fighting his tight end Graham. Packer first down. Rodgers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this.
Over here.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And down inside the 15 he goes. 13 yards down to the 13.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Rodgers now rebounding nicely after the interception. He's hit 4 straight to start the drive. It's 1st down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That one good for 10 yards. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Packers have moved out in front. Now Rodgers. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Crosby on now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. So out now come the Redskins. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Yellow.
He'll look to throw. That'll be caught right side by Reed. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Smith finding his big tight end Reed for a Redskins first. Smith now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
35.
Back to throw. Doxson with a grab over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Let's go. 15.
Back to throw. This one caught by Crowder. And he's going to get this down inside of Green Bay's 15-yard line. A big play, Smith to Crowder, 42 yards. He's back to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th.
Let's go. 15. Hey. You got 3.
They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5.
Hurry up. 26.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Rodgers will take a knee here, and that should be all she wrote. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Landover.